I suck at listening to myself talk, I guess. So I'm just gonna keep talking and hope I forget I'm recording myself. I play guitar. Here's my guitar. It's a cool guitar. Not awesome at guitar, obviously. I've only been playing for like a year. But, well, you gotta try new things and all that jazz. I am rambling. So real quick, I'm just gonna show you guys some basic chords to just kind of get you started playing guitar, and some more difficult stuff in terms of like picking and everything. So anyway, guitar is pretty easy. It's broken up into like two main halves, which you see in most bands, which is rhythm and lead. Rhythm guitar focuses on mainly chords and the general like structure of the song. So they mainly use like cowboy chords, which is the main chords that people use for acoustic. So when you think cowboy chords, think this is a D. So before I get into everything, just know each string is a different note. So it's an easy way to remember which one is which is at the mnemonic device. I think Evan ate dynamite, goodbye Evan. So E, A, D, G, B, E. E, A, D, G, B, E. All right. And another thing to know about guitar, obviously these are the frets. And depending on where you push down, obviously it makes a different sound. Like, and obviously the further you get from the body of the guitar up to the neck, lower it sounds. And the higher the string, higher the deeper the sound. So this is an E from top to bottom. That's a slide, by the way. A. That's a D. G. B. And then another E. Yeah, pretty simple. Anyway, a couple main chords. For example, one of the first ones everybody learns is the E chord. So in order to make an E chord, you want to put your first finger in the first fret of the guitar on the fourth string from the top. Or from the fourth string from the bottom, because you count, or third string from the bottom, because you count up top to bottom is 1 through 6. So third finger right there. You want to have your second finger in the second fret on the fifth string, and you want to have your third finger right here on the fourth string. All right, and then what you want to do is strum down on all 6 strings, and that gives you an E. And then another big one is G. That's another 6-string chord. This is what's known as a rock and roll G, where you put your second finger on the 6th string, you put your third finger, first string, 3rd fret. You put your third finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and you put your pinky right under that. And then this is a G. And then the next one is D. For this one, you want to strum only the bottom 4 strings. And you put your first finger in the 2nd fret and your second finger also in the 2nd fret on the 1st string. And you put your third finger in on the 2nd string and the 3rd fret. And you hit the bottom 4, and it sounds like this. Another one's an A, which is where you flatten out your finger right here to cover the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. And then you play all 5. And then there's the C, which is 3rd finger on 3rd fret, 5th string, 2nd finger on 2nd fret, 4th string, and then first finger on the first fret, second string, and you just ring out like 5. Yeah, you like the A, you strum the top 5 or bottom 5. All right, and with those, and then one more, obviously for the song I'm going to show you guys, is the F chord, which is you bar your finger on the first fret. You put your first finger. You put your second finger right here on the third string, and then you put your third and pinky on the third fret on the 5th and 4th string, and it sounds like this. All right, cool. With that out of the way, I'm gonna show you a pretty simple song. Should I Stay or Should I Go? The thing about guitar is, instead of using notes, you do tabs. A guitar tab pretty much tells you, see where the numbers are. That's the basic like shape of the chord, and how many times you hit it per measure. It's pretty much just like normal music, and most songs are in 4/4 time, so that means 4 strums or 4 notes or 4 beats per measure, right? Anyway, so Should I Stay or Should I Go is pretty simple. In order to start playing, you miss the first strum down and you start on the up strum, and it goes. You go 3 Ds, up, down, up, and then you switch to a G, and so you go from D to G, and then you continue. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you do 4 hits of the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to D for 1, 5. And then what you do here is you mute the guitar, and that's where you lightly press on the strings enough to make it sound like it's got a weird clicking noise like this. Okay, so that's the first bit. Let me just play it through for you real quick. That's the first measure, which is 8 beats. Or that's the first 2 measures, because the clicks. Then you repeat the same thing again. And then this time you end on what's called a hammer-on. So what you want to do is you want to start with your pinky in the 5th fret on the first string. And then what you want to do is you want to put your third finger, as you're letting that note ring out, you put your third finger on the 8th string like this. And then after you do that, you put your pinky on the 10. So it sounds like this. You just play that through. All right, that's the next part. And then what you're going to want to do is you just play it through normal. All right, so like this. And then this is where the verse comes in. Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine. As soon as that part comes in, we're going to pick up another way to play G, which is where it's the same as the F, where you bar your first finger, except you put it on the 3rd fret, because like a piano, as you go up the guitar, it goes in regular note form from like A to G back to A, right? So the first string bar is an F, right? And then the 3rd fret, in order to go up a letter, you go up a full step, which is 2 frets down. So this is a G, and then this is an F. So for this next bit, it's the same strum as the D's and the G's before, but just with G and F. All right, so it sounds pretty simple. And then you go back to D and G. Yeah, so, and then you go back to D and G for a bit. And then after you play that once, you're gonna go into a little break like with the A, and it's gonna sound a little bit like this. So in order to get the little like at the end, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna play your A, and at the very last strum, at the 8th strum, you're gonna put your third finger down on the first string in the 3rd fret. So, all right, see, pretty simple. And then you go right back on to D, G, D. And then you do it again for the next verse, right? And then, after you finish that, you go into the chorus, which is kind of just a very fast strum. I'll play it real quick. I don't want to play the whole thing because it's kind of long. So... So pretty much you want to do the da-na-na-na-na. So that's a down, down, up, up, down. You want to do that once, then you play a G and do the same strum, and then you go play D twice, and then you repeat that twice, two times. And then you do the same strum, but with the G and the F. So for the chorus, for the G, it's the same strum. It sounds a little like this, like. And you do that. You do the same, pretty much the same structure as the D, G, D, D, right? And then you go back to the D. And then you go to the A, which is the same strum, right? But instead of doing like the A sus4, which is what this was, you just leave it on one single strum of the A. So, and then you go the same basic structure da-na, da-na, na, 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 of the D, G, D. So it goes like this, and it's all down strum. So, and then it goes back to the 3rd verse. So pretty simple, right? Yeah, so that's the basic way to play that song, and it just repeats the chorus. It just repeats the same structure in the verses, and that's how you play cowboy chords and stuff. And now I'm going to show you guys how to play some lead guitar stuff. So the song I wanted to show off was this cool song called, or I could do an obscure one, but I'm just going to do a nice easy one that people probably know, Sunshine of Your Love, the Cream song. And for this one, it's pretty straightforward, and it's mostly on the bottom of the guitar, so I'll be able to, I'll do a better job of showing what I'm doing because I'm recording this on my phone because I can't figure out, I don't have a webcam, so anyway, so it's pretty simple. Every time you want to play a note, you just pick once on the string you want. So for example, I'm on the 12th fret on the 3rd string, and the reason I have both my fingers here is going to make sense in a second. You go 2 hits of the 12 and 1 hit of the 10, and then go back to the 12. And in order to get the 10, all you got to do is lift up your 3rd finger. Pretty simple. And then what you're going to want to do for this next part is you slide 1 fret up every time you hit the guitar, or every time you hit the string. So it goes, and then you go up a fret, you hit, and then you go, you bend it a little bit. That's called tremolo, right? And you go right back to the 10. So it sounds a little bit like this. Right? All right, so that's a bend. So that's basic picking, right? And I'm going to show you guys a couple other tricks. So this bit's from an Iron Maiden song called The Trooper, and this is what's called a pull-off. So see how I have the same kind of shape as I was playing for Sunshine of Your Love? So you want to go like this, so you hit the 5th string twice. And what you want to do is you want to pull down and then off. So then the note rings out on the 5th fret instead of the 7th. So, and then you want to hit the 7th fret 6th string. So, and then you move for the next part of the song. You move down a whole step to the 5th and 3rd, and then you go to the 3rd and 2nd. And then for just like the beginning of the song, you go so 5 5 5 4 5 5 7, and then so it's like, and then you repeat that a couple times. And now I'm gonna do what's called a hammer-on, and it's pretty easy. So that's the one I was playing. And Should I Stay or Should I Go? It sounds like this, like that, right? That's just normal picking. I'm not gonna get into how this song goes because it's kind of a long one. Yeah, that's that. And another cool one I want to show you guys is bends. Bends are pretty simple. You pull up on the guitar, and that like sends it up a fret or a string, because it's like going an octave higher. I'm not like super knowledgeable about music theory, but that's like my basic understanding of it. So yeah, let me just show you a quick example from a cool Led Zeppelin song, Over the Hills and Far Away. So this is just a strum into it, so. And then it goes like this, so. And then. So yeah, pretty much, it's pretty basic. It's pretty simple, pretty basic. And yeah, that's all guitar is. It's just a matter of practicing. Also, it's knowing how to stay on beat, but that's a whole nother thing. And yeah, guitar is really not too hard if you break it down, and as long as you try and work at it, practice, it came decently easily to me. And as long as you play something you want to hear, it'll feel more fun. Like I used to play acoustic, I couldn't get into it because I mainly listen to heavier stuff. So yeah, electric's perfect.